Okay, let's move on to the next one. What is consumer buying behavior? Already I have discussed with you different factors, different stages and all. All these things already I have discussed with you. Now only regarding problem recognition, I have one case to discuss with you. That is the reason I'm discussing this. Okay, but rest all I have discussed with you in previous classes. So herein I will just take this Fair and Lovely case. That is the reason I'm telling again, and then I will go to the another one. Now when I'm talking about the problem recognition, very interesting case is there, which is called Fair and Lovely. So if I'm not wrong, and you can also recall, Fair and Lovely, this product, basically this is a cream, fairness and beauty cream. Generally girls used to use, or the target segment was girl. Am I right or wrong? 15 years back, if you are agreeing on that, 15 years back, 10 to 15 years back, what happened? Suddenly they saw the sale of Fair and Lovely went very high in a particular geography of this country. Now, whenever this abnormality happens, whenever this type of abnormality happens, company first, they jump into the process of market research, that why it is happening. Okay, why suddenly the sales has gone up. Now, in a particular geography, if they get to know that what is the reason for this sales up, then they can replicate the same reason in other geographies also, isn't it? And on that manner, they can increase the revenue. That's a simple reason behind this. Simple reason behind this. Okay. Now, when they decided 5-6 people, group of people, to take the do the market research for the particular geography, why the reason is why the Fair and Lovely sales gone high in that particular locality, they found that almost 30 to 40% sales from that particular locality is happening not by the girls, but by the boys. Boys have started using Fair and Lovely. Okay. Now, over the period of time, last 20 years, 30 years, whatever, more than that, 30 years, 40 years, they have injected this concept that Fair and Lovely, if any girl is using, they will become fair. And now, which is good, bad, there are a lot of agitations against that. I'm not getting into that. That is a marketing strategy. When we'll be discussing strategy part, we'll get into that. Chop up that part. Okay. So it was injected in consumers' mind, especially consumers, girls, women's mind, that if you use Fair and Lovely, you will become fair. And the advertisements also used to focus in that manner. The reason is, that generally Indian girls, Indian boys, they're little dark. Okay, little dark because of the climate, because of our genes and so on and so forth. And when the bride and groom, they choose each other, generally the fair bride or groom, it is preferred. I'm not discriminating anybody, but that is the harsh truth. And this company, they targeted that particular segment. And last 30 years, 40 years, they're doing like that. But fortunately or unfortunately, whatever, last 15 years back, 10 years back, people like me who are not at all fair and all, dark color, maybe we started using Fair and Lovely, thinking that I will become fair. So that sentiment they had understood, and then they created another. Now, let's say that you are a chief marketing officer of Fair and Lovely, that product officer. Okay. Now this information got revealed in this research to you. What will be your next measurable step or feasible step as a chief marketing officer? Fair and Handsome was been promoted by Shah Rukh Khan or some dark people, whatever. You got it, what I'm saying? So that is the reason what they have done. They have created another product line or product extension, we call it, for men. And they are selling that. And now they are saying Fair and Handsome is for tough skin, like men. The moment they have created these two brands in front of you, now you think one is Fair and Lovely and one is Fair and Handsome. and they are saying, "Bhai, fair and lovely, instead of that, fair and handsome is for tough skin." And we are boys, we'll say, "Ah, yes, we have the tough skin and all, isn't it?" Yes, which is true. So now, will you buy fair and lovely or you will buy fair and handsome? 100%, because again, they made us fool. Again, they have injected the propaganda or the marketing, what I will say, marketing jargons, whatever they wanted to push into our mind. And both the cases, you tell me, are you becoming fair? So this is the propaganda, very simple. Nobody becomes fair like this. It's a gene. There is something called melanin in the skin, and you cannot simply, you cannot do that. And in that case, your face will be whiter or fairer rather than your body tone. It will never happen like that. It does not happen. So it is through gene and all this protection needs to be taken. That's okay. I'm not getting into that. But it is the product. Maybe there some sort of elements are there, laboratory tested. Okay. And in that, they are saying you will become fairer and something like that. And that is the reason they created another product line, which is fair and handsome. And now the beauty, you know what? As they have understood that customers also, girls also, women also, they got to know that they are not going to be fair. So that is the reason here, Fair and Lovely, they have changed the name. What is the name now of the new product? So they are not saying fair. And glow can be anything. Glow can be anything in your eyes. Simple. This is marketing. And I will tell you many examples. You'll love it in strategic, this thing that Coca-Cola. Okay, today I'm telling you, let's say, for the sake of this marketing and this concept only. Any one of you, tell me, what is the color of Santa Claus dress? Before 1950, the Santa Claus dress was white and green. It is Coca-Cola, Coke, to bring the parity and make more sales, more customized, like Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola. They tried in India. And this they tried in US, and US ate it. Simple. And then, since then, it became red. Branding. We'll talk many things, okay, later on. Let's move on. I have many things to tell. So this I already have discussed, that cognitive dissonance is nothing but after purchasing big sales, purchasing a big ticket product and all, always our mind keeps on thinking whether I have taken a right decision or not. So that stage is called cognitive dissonance and all. Okay. Now, simple, in quick word, I'll be telling you what is the B2B and B2C. It is B2B means business to business sales, and B2C means business to consumer sale. Ask yourself a very good question to yourself to understand whether it is a B2B and B2C. Think you are buying a product, anything, product or service. Okay. You are making payment to me. Let's say I'm selling you. It may be I'm company, it may be I'm individual. Forget it. That will be C2C. Let's say I'm business. I'm going to sell you something. Let's say I'm going and telling you, you buy this product. Ask yourself the question, are you going to make the payment for this against this product to me from your personal account or company account? If your answer is, I'm telling you very clearly, the actual practice in the market and the industry, nowhere in the book it is written in this manner. I have worked in this B2B and B2C last 16 years, I'm telling you. Ask this simple one question. People will say business to business. What is business to business? Business to C, consumer selling. What does this mean? Think very simple a question, that if I am a business person from this franchisee or from this company, coming to you and selling this product and you're buying this, whether you are going to make the payment to me, let's say my company, from your personal bank account or the company bank account. If your answer is from your personal bank account, then it is B2C, or from personal or from your pocket. Or the question, if the answer is no, you are going to pay against 40,000, 50,000 or 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs from your company account to me, or maybe where you are working, that procurement manager, purchase manager will issue the check and so on and so forth to me. to my company. From their company bank account, payment will come to my bank account. Then it is called B2B. There is no other definition. It cannot be any other definition. It can be more complicated if and else, but it cannot be easier answer about B2B and B2C. Don't say B2B means business to business. And that you are interpreting. You are just saying B means business, 2 means 2, B means business. No, Baba. You are just, instead of abbreviation, you are using full words. B2B means and B2C means this word. Only one ask question to you and yourself, how the payment is coming from you to me, seller, buyer to seller. Now you can say, now I'm giving you another hypothetical condition. Think that you are working in Infosys or Toyota company. Toyota company has approached to me that I need 100 phones. Let's say Apple phones, any phones. I am not getting into that. Sumit, you provide me. Your company provide me. I have provided your purchase manager 100 mobile phones to your purchase manager. Okay. Now, this phone is going to be used by you individually as an employee. Okay. But payment came to me from company bank account. Then it is a B2B or B2C? Yes. It is as easy as it is. Don't get confused who is using. It is not the user, but the payment talks about. It may be in company you have been given this to use it. That's okay. But the finally it is B2B. Is it clear now? Everything is done then if it is. Then organization prefers B2B because it is in bulk. Okay, we can go for negotiation. But in terms of consumer, we don't go for bulk. That is the reason instead of 40,000, they will not give you 30,000. They will give you 39,200 or something like that. But the same product, if you talk about do the negotiation with corporates, instead of 40,000, you'll have to give in 30,000 because they are going to give you order in 100, 200 pieces. And here I'll be buying only 1 piece, 2 piece, something like that. Okay. And these are the different approaches of all of those things. There is something called centralized and decentralized procurement process. Very easy. Think in your company. If you want a laptop, so your local office is procuring and giving it to you. If it is, then decentralized procurement system. If you are saying no, like IBM, they will pass that procurement. You are requesting to a procurement manager will pass it to the Delhi office. Delhi office will procure for all of India, centralized. Then they will ship from Delhi to your office, Delhi to Chennai office, Delhi to Hyderabad office, and then you are going to use it. Then it is the decision is happening centralized, and the procurement process is called centralized procurement process. Okay. So now we have understood what is marketing, sales, these, that, and all. Now we will be talking 3-4 minutes discussing on the market research, which already we have done before also. It's nothing but the systematic gathering, recording, and analyzing the data about the problems related to the marketing of goods and services. The example which I gave you related to the Fair and Lovely, that they formed a group of researcher. They went there, they did research, they got the final analysis, and they came here. So these are all these stages, and I do not need to explain these things. Something is formulating the program, and then from understanding the problem, just copy it, what I explained right now related to the Fair and Lovely. Then you develop objectives. What is your objectives? Hypothesis is nothing but a statement. It may be wrong, it may be right. After study, after analysis, we'll get to know whether hypothesis is correct or wrong. There are different types of hypothesis. Null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis. We'll not get into that because you're not doing the physical research. Then you need to do the research designing. What kind of instrument you're going to use, whether it is face-to-face or you are going to use a survey method, one survey questionnaire or whatever. Those are called the research instruments. Then whom will be targeting? What is your population? What is your sample size? What is the data collection method? Whether it is a primary data or secondary data? How will you approach? All of those things come under research process, market research process, including data analysis techniques. Qualitative or quantitative. Quantitative means when you are talking about the numbers and we are finding out. Qualitative means more on open-ended questions, fetching data, information, that more on qualitative. Quantitative means number, percentage, talking about prediction. Those comes under quantitative and all. Okay. So they are in related to one probability sampling and non-probability sampling. If your sampling method is probability, Then only you can do the analysis in terms of quantitative methods and all. Prediction. If it is not, then it is qualitative. It has to be quality. Some checks are there. So these are the process where you can, which you can follow and do the market research as such. These are the questionnaire you must have seen multiple times. Client satisfaction survey, anything. It may be as per your usage. I mean, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 9, open-ended question, closed-ended question, anything you can form. These are called the instruments, survey forms and the instruments. Now we have reached to the last segment of our lesson plan, which is demand forecasting. Now, I believe that being a salesperson or the marketing person, whoever you are, the demand forecasting is important. Whether you are working in IT company, you are working in manufacturing company, product company, service company, it is absolute. Being a chief marketing officer, you should know what is your demand projection. Let's say this year, next month, this year, next 3 years, next 5 years. It has to be there. Otherwise, you cannot make a long-term or short-term plan and budgeting. And that is the reason demand forecasting is very, very important. There might be different ways of demand forecasting, different ways. If you go through the statistics books, sales and management books and all, there are many, many ways on that. Herein for the timing, we'll be considering the time series analysis. Okay, not Navy method, not thumb rule method, not all of those things. Here purely we will be focusing on time series analysis method, or we also say the statistical method or projection method. Okay, let me explain the methods, then you will understand. Now in this time series, what is time series analysis? Now understand what is time series. When a data to you is produced in such a manner that you have got the data in chronological manner, or the geography wise and so on and so forth, in a chronological manner, means time on order manner, then only it is called, then only we can do the time series analysis. Now what is this chronological order or date wise model? It may be, let's say that I am asking you that in last 10 years, first standard to 10 standard, what is your percentage of marks? Then you will say, example, 2001 first standard, I got 80%. 2002, 30%. Example, 40%. 2003, 90%. Similarly, in 2010, I have got 80%. So what I am projecting now, I am giving you the data. Understand, this is very, people will, they generally, they misunderstand about the time series analysis. They think that any data can be analyzed in this method. No. So what you are doing here, or what I'm projecting to you, giving the data in a chronological manner, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2010, and percentage of it. Then you can take average and so on and so forth, analysis you do. That is called time series analysis. It may be in month wise also. It may be day wise also. It may be minute wise also. It may be hour wise also. That's okay. But it has to be in chronological manner in terms of time. Any doubt? Okay. Now, when I'm talking about time series analysis, there are different methods of doing this. Okay. Different methods means models and all basically. One is called additive model. Another is a multiplicative model. Now, what is this? When I'll be using addition with some parameters to get certain result, that is additive. When I'm using multiplication method, okay, with some parameters or the features which is given or which I need to get certain parameter, okay, then I'm using multiplicative method. Very simple, as it is. Now the formula is very simple for additive. Y here, YT, what I need to know, time series data, whatever I need to calculate. There are 4 variants. Okay, one is T, C, S, and R. T is nothing but trend variation. C for cyclic variation. S for seasonal variation. And R for random and irregular variation. What is this? Now, when I'm talking about trend, you know that something is long trend, long-term trend, short-term trend. Okay, I know that earlier we used to use, one trend came when we used to use 6 pockets. That is a short-term movement, maybe short-term trend. It may be something long-term trend. Like long-term trend means, let's say tie we used to use long time. Okay. After 2006-7, when people got to know, no, we became more patriotic, why we should use tie. Okay, it looks like we are using a belt, or the climate condition is not good in our situation. US, UK people, they can use tie because they are, but it's a cold weather. Okay, but the moment we are using tie, it becomes hot. Okay, and our climate does not support it. Then we stopped it. But long time we use tie. But how many of you buy tie nowadays for the sake of using ties? I stopped many years back. It's lying. Only I'm giving it to my son if he is using, that's it. Okay, otherwise it's kept. So you understood what I'm saying, the difference between long-term and short-term trend. So when we are talking about the doing the analysis, doing the parameters, I will take all the values. Don't worry. Just understand this, then I'll take the values and I'll calculate and will show you. So this is a trend we are talking about, okay? Which I'll call a secular trend or long-term trend, short-term trend. It may be anything. Like I will say another trend, maybe let's say that you are the chief marketing officer of Pepsi company. One of my known person is there in deputy director. Uh, let's say you are the chief marketing officer in Pepsi. Okay. Now you are aware that even 10-15 years back also, Indian people used to drink cold drinks like anything. I saw also in South India, matlab here in Bangalore, with meals they used to give free one Coke bottle or Pepsi bottle or Fanta bottle. I think Paradise or Imperial Hotel. I had multiple times in 2010, 2012, 2015, that time. So whenever you used to go for meal, used to say free Coca-Cola, free this thing. So if something our human nature is, our nature is, Indian psychology is, if you are getting free, you have it. Simple. Or you take it, consume it, right? So they used to promote in that manner. But the moment people they got to know that that is bad for health, it damages kidney. It creates more problem than what is giving the temporary satisfaction of our tongue. Then we stopped using or consuming uh, bottles, well, soft drinks, isn't it? So if I say that that pattern before 2015 was long-term pattern for a cold drinks market since 1995 to 2015, 20 years, it was a long-term movement, whatever they had in sales of cold drinks. And after that, it's a short term, and in short term of period, they reduce their sales and all because of some trend changes. In that case, I will say this is a trend, long term or short term. Hope you have understood what is I'm talking about trend variation. When I'm talking about cyclic variation, please understand it is a bigger cycle which you need to think. It is not happening every year and all. Cyclic variation when happens, let's say we talk about recession, pandemic. In 100 years, one pandemic comes like whatever it happened in recent past, corona, isn't it? You know also that point of time research came in the year of 1970. Some French plague came into the picture that point of time. So it happens, pandemic happens in every 100 years. Or in some cases, let's say the economic up and down, recession. You ask little senior people, they will say every 8 to 10 years, you will get a recession. It is 100% it will come. 2008, financial recession came 8 to 10. After that bankruptcy, Lehman Brother, financial bankruptcy, recession came. Again, you see 2020, after 8-10 years, recession came due to some other reason. Again, you will see 2028-30, one recession will come or something will. This is a cyclic thing. It happens everywhere. That I am talking about the cyclic variation, which generally it spreads 7 years, 9 years, 8 years, 10 years, something like that. In every cycle, it comes. And it's a cycle. It will be growth, decline, depression, recession, up, growth, something like that. It will be like that only, cyclic variation. That we are talking about. Then next is seasonal variation. Think that if I ask you that crackers sale goes high during Diwali season, isn't it? Then consumption of hotel rooms, it goes high during vacation, maybe Christmas, maybe other vacation time. Sale of cake, pastry goes high during Christmas season. 25th December to 1st of January, something like that. So these are all, we call it seasonal variances. Every season it is coming, we are getting the variances and all. I have seen many brick and mortar shopkeepers, they're making huge amount of money without sticking to one particular product throughout the year. They are selling cakes, giving example, let's say candles, more during this Diwali, October to December, during to October to December, Diwali and Christmas. Then from December to maybe March, they are selling some woolen clothes and all. March to something, they're changing something. So they are the seasonal, we're talking about the seasonal variance in such matter. In terms of Navratri and all, new clothes we start buying and all. So the sale of new clothes and all, it goes high during the Navratris and all. So all of this we consider as a seasonal variance. And the last one, the parameter which is called a random or irregular variation, which you cannot predict, sir. You cannot predict. Okay. These variances are due to random external variables like floods, wars, not food, floods, wars. Okay. Anything, earthquake, strike, lockout, epidemic, anything can happen, which you do not have any control on that. We do not have any control on flood will happen or not, wars will happen or not, earthquake will happen or not. So that particular concept or particular parameter also we need to consider when we are considering and the calculating of time series analysis and the data. When I'm using these four parameters in a additive manner, plus manner, adding it, I call it additive model. When I am using it in multiplication manner, then I can call it multiplicative model. Got it? Okay, now let's take the example of this simple thing. Herein, in these both the models, your data will be given any point of time. The data will be given, you need to identify and you need to add it. If it is additive model, you need to multiply it if it is a multiplicative model. Same here, let's say the trend is given rupees 10,000. The seasonal factor is equivalent to 1,500. Cyclical factor is equivalent to 80 rupees. Okay, and the factor, let's say other residual or random factor is 410 rupees. If I'm using the additive model, then my demand forecasting of that particular year will be, let's say 2000, 1500 minus, because this is negative 800. Okay, cyclic factor, and then we'll add it this 400. This is the method of additive method. Simple, same problem if you are using multiplicative method, you see that it will be multiplicative like this. Trend, it is given 20,000. Seasonal factor is given rupees, let's say 1.15. It is bracket in the given that a good month of for sales expected to be 15% above of the trend. 1.15% means more, means 15% more than previous one. Then cyclic factor 0.9, it means business will slump 10%. That we are expecting. It is given. The calculation is huge. Calculation, even we do not calculate it without the proper data of 10 years. 10 years, when we will be talking about a strategic management paper, then I'll be taking example of this shopping malls, Globus, PV, the shopping malls, their data and all. So then we calculate these things, these figures. For the timing, for the sake of calculation of mathematical manner of this part, demand forecasting, you consider data will be given. So you need to put it in that manner. Residual factor 1.02. That means random fluctuation can happen of 2%, something like that. And when I multiply it in that manner, then see the similar amount I will get 21,110, 21,114, same or similar. So whatever model you use, you will get a similar result. Now, only thing is which model you will use, it depends upon the factors amount which is given or factors parameter which is given. That's it. Okay. Now, these four are important for everywhere, for your personal life also, for if you are a chief marketing officer going to be, you are a salesperson going to be, or in terms of exam purpose or whatever. This is most important for understanding. Okay. Now, what is this? We are having this secular trend measurement in four manners. This one, how come you can, this one, secular trend, this one, trend, long term, first one. How you can measure that? That I have explained. The rest is not given. Now, this one. Okay. We have four different methods to measure the secular trend. Graphic method or the freehand curve method. Second is semi-average method. Third is moving average method. And fourth is least square. Least square will not talk most. The other four different methods are there. Okay. Least square method we'll be discussing when I'm in strategic management. If I'm taking any example, and there I will explain you least square method. But for the timing, you consider these are the four methods. And here we'll be discussing the three main methods on that: graphic or freeland or curve. Nothing that the data is given. Now, if I ask you, read this question that the following are a scale for the last 9 years details, cell. Determine the trend by line by the freehand method. Now, my question is it a first you need to understand, is it a can we do the time series analysis? Is it a chronological manner? It is given the data 2000 to 2008. See, it is given in chronological manner. That means I can use this method, time series method. Okay. Now it is saying that this is the data. Can you do the line, or can you project, or can you do the demand forecasting for the cell? It is very easy. What we do generally, we are plotting this. We are plotting this simply. In one side, y-axis sales in unit, and right-hand side years. So what I am having right now, in 2000 we are having 75 units. I have plotted it. 2001 95, 2002 115. Similarly, 2008 175, something like that, right? And we are taking major 2 points and going through. Let's say 75 120 or something average. Freehand, whatever you are thinking, it is going. The line is going through the middle. That is called freehand method. You can say, sir, is it right? I can draw different. You cannot draw differently. Little bit here and there, it may happen. Little bit. If I draw, instead of, let's say, it is passed here, I will pass here. But average, it will be same or similar, like this only. Understood what I'm saying? So this is called the freehand method. So there are some problems. That's okay. We'll cover up in next method and all. You understood what is graphic and freehand curve, which generally we are making it. The trend line, which you need to make it by hand, simple, with the following data and the scales. Next one is the semi-average method. That means I am not making full average, but I am dividing into two parts in the two series. Think that this time series data is given, and I need to make the projection of certain year. Now, let's say there are 2000 to 2006, total 7 years are given. In semi-average method, I will make it into two groups, and then I will make average value of the first group data and second group data average, and that two values I will join, because to draw a straight line I need two minimum points. So 1 point data point I will be getting, taking the average of first half. I will first group given data and second group given data. Is it clear? Now more to explain you. Let's say there are here 7 different years are given, and the different values is given, sales in lakhs. What we will do, if it is odd number of data is given, odd number of years, then the middle one I will leave it. That means here middle is 2003. I will not consider 2003 and 2003 data. I will consider one group as a 2000, 2001 and 2002. Okay. And another group I will consider 2004, 2005 and 2006. Now I am going to take the average of these two groups. 100 plus 105 and 115 divided by 3, which is 106.67. Similarly, the group B, 120 plus 105 and 115 divided by 3, which is 113.33. So that means I am having now data point of these two data points, 106.63 and 113.33. And I will consider these 2 points, and I will draw a trend line out of this. Trend line out of this. And that will be the final one. So now if I need to, let's say, project the demand for let's say 2005 done, 2005, let's say March, then it will be like this here. This point will be the 2005 month of March demand, which is close to, let's say 115. I'm just telling it will be less than that, little bit less than that, 114. So 114 lakhs of units will be sold in, let's say, 2005 in March, example. Or if it is yearly wise, I can project Instead of 2005, I can say 2006 to 105 or something like that. You understood? Or accurate one. So this is called the semi-average method. Why semi-average method? When we are dividing into two groups, left and right and something like that. And the provided it is a odd number of data is given. And if it is even number of data is given, then we do not leave the middle one. We take 4, 4. Instead of, let's say 7, they have given 8 years. Then we'll take 4 as a group, another 4 as a group, and we'll do the same method. This is called method of semi-average. Now you can say, sir, no, I do not want to use a method of semi-average. Tell me something which is called average. Now, average always does not give the right value. I cannot say. That is the reason we are studying this forecasting techniques. Forecasting techniques are based on the statistics and the data. If I say that last 3 years I earned whatever, so you earned let's say 20 lakhs per annum, it does not mean that next 3 years also you'll be in average you will be earning 20 lakhs per annum. It is not possible. So that is the reason the concept came moving average method. And therein there is a process of 3 years moving average, 5 years moving average, 7 years moving average, and so on and so forth. Focus on 3 years moving average now. Think that this data is given 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These all, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 years data, they have given it to you in a chronological manner. It means now you can use the time series analysis. Okay, before I move on, if generally when I ask questions to the students, I jumbled up this. I do not give this data chronological manner, that 2004, 2005, 2006, and 2012 like that. No. What I generally give 2004, 2005, 2009, 2008, 2006, 2007, 2010, 11, 12, something like that to confuse students. Now, what you need to do first, that data you should arrange in chronological manner, and then you will apply this demand forecasting techniques and the moving average methods or this time series analysis. You understood the main point? So it is not that what you are seeing, it is that what you are going to do. I can make you confused to understand or to test the student's knowledge, okay, without giving the chronologically. But if you are having the data, you can make it chronological manner, and then you need to apply it. Fine. Now let's focus on this 3 years moving average technique. Nothing. I have just mentioned this vertically. Year versus wages, whatever they're getting. Okay, 1200 rupees per day or something like that. Now I'm going to use the 3 years moving average technique. That means what? I'll be considering first 3 years, let's say 1200, 1500, and 1700. And I will make the average of this. That means 1200. That means 1200 plus 1500 plus 1400 divided by 3. And I will write that data point or the amount here, not here. First one I will leave. I will write it from second because it is 3 years moving average. I will start from the middle, not the first year or not the last year. You understood what I'm saying? So when I am saying what will be the moving average data or the prediction of yours of 2005 based on this data given, then your answer should be 1366.67. Now let's move on to the next one. Next one means, let's say for the next year, if you want to predict this one, what will be the moving average value? Okay, 3 years moving average value or the sales or wages of the workers in 2006. Then what you need to consider? You need to consider 1500, 1400, and 1750. You will add 1500, 1400 plus 1750 divided by 3, and then I will write it here, 1550, and so on. It goes like that. So any point of time giving this data, if I ask you what is the 3 years moving average value of 2008, then your answer will be 1750 unit. Means if it is wages, rupees, if it is in number of sales, numbers, and something like that. Okay, so this is the 3 years moving average. You can use the 5 years moving average also, 7 years moving average also, and so on and so forth. Now herein, to give you more complicative problem and to force you to think something, here there was no weighted thing. In 5 years moving average, I have added the weighted method. It means I'm saying, think that your business, You have started your own business last 10 years. You cannot expect the first year, whatever sales has happened and the problems, whatever you faced to make that sales and the revenue, it will be similar and the same for third year, fourth year, fifth year, second year, seventh year, 10th year. It will never happen, isn't it? So it is fluctuating. I'm fluctuating in terms of anything, any parameters. Don't consider that. Think that I'm giving you weightage. That, okay, fine. First year was very tough. Okay, but okay, first year I will give less because I did less sales and the problem more on regulatory part was more. So let's say let's give the weightage of 3 for the first year. Second year sales and the process I'm giving 2. Fourth year recession came very tough. I'm giving 6 as a weightage. Something like that. Very bad, very good, and so on and so forth as per your priority. That is called the weightage which is attached to the sales, revenue, and anything in terms of projection. Understood? Here, in 5 years moving average, what I have done, I have told you that 1 to 10 years data I have given you, and for this next, as it is 5 years, I am giving the 5 years weightage also to that problem. That means first year weightage is 1, second year weightage is 1, third year weightage is 3, fourth year weightage is 2, and fifth year nothing is told. That means by default 1. It cannot be 0. If it is 0, the value will be 0. So it is by default 1. To test your knowledge, the fifth one I have not mentioned. It has to be 1. Okay. Now, if I'm considering the same concept of 5 years, then when 3 years happened, then I left first year and started from second year, middle. When 5 years happen, then I will leave initial 2 years, start writing and projecting from third year, and I will leave another 2 years like that. So let's say this is 5 years model. It is given like this: 1 to 10, first year to 10th year. This is the sales revenue in terms of crores or whatever. And 5 years method I'm using. So generally, if it is a normal method, I would have used, let's say 40 plus 33 plus 75 plus 81 plus 76 divided by 5. And I would have written it here. This third middle value for the projection. But here, as I have given you the weightage, you need to multiply that weightage to the respective year's value. So that means it is not 40, it is 40 into 1 because 1 is weightage. Second year 33 into 1 because 1 is a weightage, plus third year 72 crores or whatever multiplied by 3, which is our weightage given in the question. Fourth one, 81 crore maybe multiplied by 2, which is weightage given. And the fifth year, 76 multiplied by 1, which I said by default it will be 1. And divided by total weightage value. That means it is 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 1, 8. So divided by 8. So I am taking average not by 5, but by 8. Though I am doing 5 years weighted moving average method using with the weighted value. But if I do not, in the question, I do not give you the weighted value, then it is a simple moving average. Whether it is 3 years, 5 years, it will be divided by that number of years. Like if it is 3 years, it will be 1 by 3 average of the value, 3 years value. If it is 5 years, it will be 1 by 5 of total 5 years value. But here, as I have given you the weightage, it has to be multiplied and it has to be divided by total weightage value to get the average value. And now, so this is giving you 65.8 crore or whatever. Similarly, when I'll be considering, and if anybody asks you that what will be the 5 years moving weighted average value as per the weighted given above for the year of, let's say this one, not year, let's say fifth year, this one, fifth year. Then what we will do? Come here first. Take before 2 years, previous 2 years, this year, and next 2 years. So 72 plus 8, 72 into 1, 81 into 1, plus 76 into 3, 68 into 2, weightage, 91 into 1, and then I'm giving you 71 value divided by 8. It will come 76 crores or whatever. Now, if you consider that why do I need to calculate this 5 years moving average like this with the weighted value? Because to predict properly, if you see that 6th year, the sales happen in 68 crores, let's say it is in crore. But actually, when you are giving weightage as per the business parameters, recession, product availability, government rules, regulations, all over, whatever as per your understanding you are giving the weightage value, your actual sales is not 68, it is equivalent to 68.750. So actually you have done good. But in 3rd year you did bad if you're considering this one. See, 72 you have sold, but actually in 5th year moving average, so actually you have done 65.8. So if you're considering that kind of projection, then your projection will be like that. And if you observe the difference between these two values, one is second column and the last column, this is the normal values, whatever you have made sales. And it is random also maximum. You say 40, 33, 72, 81, 76, 60. Okay, so now you are comparing this, you will see that when we are making this moving average method with the weightage value, it is continuously growing 65, 71, 76, 78, 86, 19. So your projection may be projection line in that manner. Your prediction might be good, though 1 or 2 years we are going to get lesser sales and all. So it completely depends upon the company and the person and the people, what kind of projection they want to do, demand analysis they want to do, and so on and so forth. Hope you have understood the concept of this section. It is clarified properly. You have enjoyed. See you in the next section.